Hey everyone, in the previous video we have created a bouncing ball. You can find the link to the video in the description and also a link to the scene with a complete animation. In this video I want to show to you how to make this ball roll forward. Let's say it will roll off the table and drop on the ground. So let's begin. First, let's create a box that will represent a table, just for convenience. Let's say our ball is going to move in the positive direction, like so. So table should be over here, like this. So here we have our table. We are ready to begin animation. First, we want the ball to roll off the table, not just from this point, but we want to move it backwards so that it would have some momentum. To do that, we will shift all of the keyframes a few frames forward, and then we will just move it back. So to move keyframes on the timeline, you press Shift and select them like this, and then you can use middle mouse button to move them ahead for like 10 frames. There you go, nice. And now our animation will start with this ball. Well, first let's set a key right here to key the starting point, and then at the beginning of our animation it will be over here. Let's say like so. So we have a keyframe here, and after some animation it will be, let's say on the frame 19, it will be, let's say over here. Now, because ball starts moving pretty fast and then the movement is supposed to slow down, we need to edit our animation curve to make it behave like that. Let's open our scene view here. And let's select our Translate Z curve, which represents the ball moving forward. It looks like this, and all we need to do is basically just make it more curved, like so. I would do something like this. So it starts pretty fast, and then the movement gradually slows down, like so. Let's say like so. We don't really necessarily need this keyframe, but let's keep it. So let's make it move like so, and we want it to maybe slow down a little bit faster. Maybe that's fine. Let's look at the animation. Yeah, it seems pretty reasonable. Nice. So the next thing we want to do is to animate squash and stretch, so that when the ball hits the ground, it would do that at the correct angle. We will just simply set keyframes on the rotation of the squash and stretch. So here it would be 0. Here it would be, let's say, would look like this. Oops. then it's correctly 0, and then it bounces back in the direction forward. So just set these keyframes on every bounce. Oh, and of course in the top position it will be just again at the 0. So we set the rest of the keyframes. Once we have finished setting our keyframes, our animation looks like this, which is pretty nice. If we want, we can use a new and awesome feature that appeared in Houdini 15 that is called onion skinning. You can turn onion skinning in the rig, switch it to full deformation, and now we can see all the previous and the following frames of our animation. If you want to adjust the visibility of these frames, you can press D to open display options, and in the viewport tab you will find options that allow you to control onion skinning. You can set the colors of the previous and following frames, the number of them, and how many frames will be displayed, like each frame or every second frame, etc. I'm pretty happy with the way it looks right now. Maybe we will switch it to red, and this we will switch to bluish color. Kinda makes sense. Alright, excellent. So now we can see all of the frames of our animation, and if we want, we can adjust the angle to which our bouncing ball, our squash and stretch is rotated, so that it would follow our arcs better. But I'm pretty happy with the way it is right now. It looks really nice. Excellent. So now we can turn off the onion skinning, and all that is left is to animate the ball rotation. Now we could of course just simply set keyframes on every few frames and see that our ball is looking like it sticks to the ground. Like, we could set keyframes every few frames like so, and we could just rotate it manually and then just adjust its position so that it would appear that it's rolling on the ground correctly. But instead of doing that, I will demonstrate to you a more fun and awesome way to do so. We will do it automatically by creating a simple formula for our rotation over here. So basically what we want is for our ball to make a 360 degrees rotation every time it moves forward a certain distance, right? And we want this distance to equal the circumference of the ball, and we can accomplish this as follows. First, we just take our parameters and write our formula. We write 360 because we want to rotate the ball 360 degrees, and then it will rotate 360 degrees every time this parameter changes. We can select and copy this parameter and then paste relative references here. So now this formula grabs this number that is animated and pastes it into here like so. And what we want is to calculate the circumference of the ball, and it's pretty easy. Our ball is 2 units in diameter, so basically circumference of it would equal pi multiplied by 2, so it will be like 3.14 multiplied by 2 is this number, except that we will divide the distance the ball moves forward by the ball's circumference and then multiply it by 360 degrees. So once we have done that, all of the ball's rotation is animated automatically, which is pretty awesome. I'm really happy about this idea, because now we do not have to manually and tediously adjust all of its rotation, and now when it slows down, it will keep keep rotating and behaving properly. So even when it moves slowly, it clearly sticks to the ground, which is pretty nice. So there you go, our ball is rolling correctly, and we have completed our animation. Nice. So now we can just turn off the display of our controllers and render out our animation with Flipbook. It looks horrible, and that is because I forgot to turn off the real-time toggle. It messes up the way it renders animation. Let's do it again. Bam, 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 bam. Nice. Well, I'm pretty happy and proud of this result, and I hope that you have found this tutorial useful. As always, you will be able to download the rig and the scenes by following the links in the description of this video. And subscribe to my channel, because I'm planning to create a lot of cool and fun tutorials. We will talk about all sorts of stuff. We will talk about principles of animation. We will animate first simple exercises and then more advanced characters. And I think it will be a pretty cool and interesting series. So see you in the next video.